Hey everyone, it's Argo here. I'm going to share with you, I was scrolling around on Reddit and I found some killer concepts for the next chapter 21 in Dead by Daylight for the next killer. And I thought it was really interesting, and as much as I was reading into it, I was like, these look amazing, and I could see any of these three being in the game, and they even did through the perks and the abilities, and I thought I would share and just kind of go through them. These were made by a user named AwesomeAlan1 on Reddit, so all credit goes to him. I did not make any of these. I will link the link to the Reddit page in the description below, so if you want to check out the original post, definitely go check that out. So all credit goes to them, but I thought I would share with you because it's really cool. I was really excited reading through it, and I was like, man, I really hope all three of these come to the game. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start with the first one. Alright, so the first one is Slenderman. I know, reading on the forums and the Reddits, Slenderman has always been one of the killers that a lot of people have always wanted and thought it would fit really good in the game. As you can see right here, the killer concept is by the username AwesomeAlan1, so all credit goes to him, like I said earlier. But let's just read through it and see what you guys think. Face to face, your abilities are shrouded in mystery, and your only thought is capturing the souls of all who cross your path. Face to face, your terror radius now sounds like static interference when looking directly at you. While inside your terror radius, a survivor's screen will fill with static noise, impairing their vision greatly until they look away. This ability is always active passively and will gain charge when a survivor looks in your direction, allowing for deadlier opportunities. That is a very interesting concept, but the only thing that's a little apprehensive of it is that they will always know which direction you're at. So it kind of defeats the purpose of a perk like premonition, but I think that's a really cool concept especially for a killer. Especially it depends on how greatly it would impair your vision. Special ability, Soul Siphon. When face to face is fully charged, press the active ability button while looking at a hooked survivor to activate Soul Siphon. Any survivor within 32-meter range upon activation will scream, revealing their position. Using this ability depletes face-to-face charge. When the hooked survivor will now face a series of difficult skill checks for 20 seconds. It will not be able to be rescued. Entity progression is paused during this time. If the survivor fails any skill check, then after the time has elapsed, the entity progression rate is increased by 10% for every failed skill check applied to their current hook state. After the time has elapsed, entity progression is reactivated and they can be rescued. Whew, that is extremely powerful. If that were to come to the game, that would be rough, because if you charge up your face to face and then you're able to use this at any time, when you see a survivor going to rescue and you're within 32 meters, you can just hit it and they can't be rescued for 20 seconds. If the survivor failed at least one skill check, the survivor who rescues them will gain oblivious status effect for 20 seconds. Okay, well, at least if you failed a skill check, it doesn't necessarily give you a penalty, besides it will increase 10% more for every failed skill check. So if you miss all three, you'll lose 30% of your hook stage, which is okay. I just think that can be abused really bad. That is very, very powerful, so I'm not really sure about that one. Special attack, Tendril Terror. Press the active ability button while in chase to activate a deadly tendril strike that can reach long distance, such as over pallets and windows. This ability uses 25% of face-to-face charge. Okay, so that's kind of similar to the Nemesis tentacle right now. Special ability, Warped Reality. Hold the active ability button to warp out of reality, flickering in and out of invisibility and causing your terror radius to reach the entire map, but being unable to attack. Hold the active ability to gain and leave warped reality. I really like that special ability. I think that would be really cool. But with all of this together, he would be a very strong killer. I love this look too that they did. All right, let's go down to the perks. Hex, Lost Children. A hex that allows you to keep your victims for eternity. When all generators are completed, if a dull totem is on the map, this hex is applied to it. When a survivor is within, I'm going to go the max, 8 meters of the exit gate, their aura is shown to you. Okay. Yeah, nothing powerful about it. I mean, it's similar to Blood Warden. So, I don't know. I feel like Blood Warden would be way more powerful than that. Like, correct me if I'm mistaken or if I'm not reading that correct. The 8 pages. You will not allow anyone to desecrate your territory. An extra dull totem will spawn in the trial. Dull totems will rebuild themselves 80 seconds after they have been cleansed. When within 16 meters of dull totems, you will receive a bloodlust 45% faster. Oh, I like it. I like it. That is, oh boy, dull totems rebuild themselves. That's, oh boy, that is some farming. If you're in with the killer and you farm, whew, that I like that one. I like the bloodlust within 16 meters. That could be really powerful. That means you would get your blood loss right now is at 15 seconds, so 45% faster would be roughly 7 seconds faster. So within 8.5 seconds, that's really powerful. Now that I think about it, especially if you know where the dull totems are. I guess you won't know where the dull totems are, but that's still a pretty cool perk. I like that. Something awful. Rumors spread quickly about your whereabouts. You become obsessed with one survivor. When a generator is completed or an exit gate is powered, any survivor involved will receive oblivious status effect for 12 seconds. Meanwhile, your obsession will receive the status effect for 75% longer. Okay. I mean, I think that one would be fine. But I think this would be a really good concept. Some of this up here with the special ability might be a little too powerful. Being able to use it at any time once your face-to-face is max would be rough to basically, if you see a survivor coming to unhook someone and your face-to-face is fully, use it, they can't get rescued for 20 seconds and you already know exactly where a survivor is. So I think that is very, very powerful. I don't know if they would add that to the game, but this is an extremely detailed and awesome concept. So let me know what you think of it. Moving on to next. All right, this one I absolutely love the idea of it. This is also killer concept by Awesome Alan 1 on Reddit. The Alien, which I'm not trying not to be biased, but I absolutely love the Alien movies. But besides that, let's go through it and see what this one's all about. Alien ambush. Your natural talent for hunting and the need to keep prey alive allows for many unique and deadly situations. Alien ambush. Press the power button when near a generator to plant an ovomorph egg. You will be limited to 1 egg for every 2 generators needed for the exit gate. When a survivor begins working on that generator, the ovomorph egg will hatch, causing one facehugger to leap out and attach itself to the nearby survivor, destroying the egg in the process. Whew. When a facehugger attaches up to a survivor, they will be put into the dying state for 10 seconds, then fully recover to the previous state. They cannot be interacted with. Upon recovery, a countdown will begin, and over time they will experience stacking status effects. Stage 1. Healing speed is decreased and the survivor noises are increased by 25%. Stage 2. Healing speed is decreased and the noise is up to 50%. The survivor will cough periodically and an aura will be shown to you for 15 seconds. Stage 4. The survivor is put into dying state and will bleed out at a rate of 75% faster. Whew. If a survivor bleeds out while a host, a chest burster erupts and sacrifices them instantly, while also attacking one healthy survivor within 8 meters, removing a health state. Whew. Survivors can perform a remove parasite action on one another, performing in a series of great skill checks to potentially remove the chest burster inside, with a success rate of 100% that lowers down to 20% for each stage progress. This action can be repeated until successful. Okay, that one's not too bad. I think I guess once if you did that, the only thing that is a very, you slow down generators extremely fast, because if you touch a generator that has an egg already in it, you basically have to go find another survivor to remove parasite as soon as possible. So that would put a lot of map pressure. Alien isolation. When there is one generator remaining, alien ambush is replaced by alien isolation. Press the power button when near a exit gate to plant a ovomorph egg. Eliminate one egg at a time. Special ability, hide. Okay, so when one generator is remaining, you can go ahead and put an egg on the exit gate, basically, instead of a generator. Special ability, hide. Press the active ability button to hide on a tree, wall, or ceiling, granting the undetectable status effect and showing the auras of survivors within 32 meters. Special ability, haunting grounds. I like the hide. That would be really tricky on really big maps, because if you're using it and you can't move, I don't know how useful that will be. That is really extremely cool. I just don't know how useful that would be. Special ability, haunting grounds. Hold the active ability button while hidden to leap from your location type. Okay, never mind. I should have read this special ability. That is pretty awesome. If you're hiding, then you can use the ability to leap forward and attack. So if you know someone's in a room or something, you can jump on the wall. I wonder if you can do that on like Killer Shack and jump above the door and then be able to jump after them. So that's actually a really cool combination. I actually really like the hide now. I should have read and not stopped. Let's look at these perks. Perfect host. The entity understands your need to keep survivors alive. When a survivor is hooked, all survivors outside of your terror radius gain the oblivious status effect for 30 seconds. If all generators are completed, all survivors remaining gain an extra hook state and cannot vault for the rest of the trial. Oh my god. That's insane. When a survivor is hooked, all survivors outside of your terror radius get oblivious for 30 seconds. When all generators are completed, all survivors gain an extra hook state, but cannot vault for the rest of the game or the rest of the trial. Wow. I like it. I don't know if I like it because it seems very powerful or what, but geez. Necronom 4. As their success grows closer, so does the fog. The height and thickness of the fog increases for every survivor 8% every time a generators. You can no longer affect the fog. Be affected by the fog. I love that perk. We don't have a perk right now that affects the fog. And could you imagine they complete 4 generators and that is 4 generators 8% faster. That'd be 32% faster, or 30% more fog. And then they complete all 5, then it's 40% more fog. That is actually really cool. I like that perk because right now we don't, like I said, we don't have any perks that affect the fog. And if you get that on a really thick auto haven, and then you do the hide, or you get on a somewhere hide by the exit gate, it could be really cool, especially with if you pair that with perfect host, and then they're almost downed if they got hooked once and they're on death state. Hex Prometheus. A hex that both steals from and gives to the survivors. Ooh. All survivors have 3 perks shuffled between them at the start of the trial, and any duplicate perks are voided and considered to be the empty slot. The swap persists until the totem is destroyed, but the survivor who cleanses the totem will lose all perks. That is insane. All survivors have 3 perks shuffled between them at the start of trial. So you would get a perk that someone else brought, and your perk will go to them. The swap persists until the totem is destroyed, but the survivor who cleanses it loses all perks. I thought this was a really fun idea. I thought that was a really fun idea, the Hex Prometheus, until the last part. I think that is a little too powerful. And I don't think that would go very well, because that would, people would never want to cleanse hexes, because you would lose all your perks. That's a little too much, especially if it's something like that. Then I think the killer has to lose something as well. Obviously, they would lose Hex Prometheus, but they need to lose a little bit more than that. What do you think about the alien? I think if they did it this way, he sounds amazing. A little tweaking. So some things are I don't think his abilities aren't as powerful as Slenderman's, but the perks for sure are definitely. Obviously, the Necronom 4 is not overpowered by no stretch. I love that perk. That perk should be on there because we don't have anything that affects that. The other two would need some tweaking, because I could see that being way too powerful. But let's go ahead and move to the third and last concept. All right, this is our last concept, the Mimic. He looks very unnerving, a little scary, especially me being under him. Jeez. It kind of looks like a zombie. But let's just read through and see what the Mimic could be all about. Your ability to mimic the survivors allows for deadly display of deception and trickery. Cannibal's Cry. Press and hold the power button to replace your terror radius with the sounds of injured survivors for a period of time. When you hit a survivor while this ability is active, you let out a scream of that survivor as if they were hooked, audible across any distance. This ability must recharge after the duration is ended. When you hook a survivor while Cannibal Cry is active, all other survivors outside of your terror radius gain blindness and hindered for 8 seconds. I like that. It's a little confused the way it works. When you hit a survivor while the ability is active, you let out the scream of that survivor as if they were hooked. Oh, okay. I was reading it way off. When you hit a survivor, the sound of you hooking them plays for everyone. So, and then obviously everyone's going to be blind and hindered, so they're not going to be able to see where it is. So they're going to think you hooked them, and if you just downed them, then they think someone is hooked. Even though you could look at the pictures, but that is pretty cool. I like that concept. Special ability, Wendigo Psychosis. When using Cannibal's Cry, press the active ability button to replace it with Windows Psychosis for the remaining of the time. While active, all survivors' auras are revealed to each other, but their auras take form of the Mimic, and they will each emit your terror radius. The aura is also shown during the time, but all auras will be shown outside of 40 meters, allowing for uncertainty when close. This ability supersedes all survivor aura reading perks and abilities during this time. Recharging will not start until either ability's duration is ended. After hooking survivor, either ability will end and will need to be recharged. Oh, that would be crazy. That means when I guess you can see if the aura is doing a generator, you know it's not the Mimic. So basically what that is if when you use it, you replace for the remaining trial. So it means all survivors are going to see each other and you, but they're all going to show as the Mimic. So you're going to see basically 4 other Mimics running around the map, and you're not going to know if the Mimic is, if the person is running to you is trying to heal you, or if that is actually the Mimic. I think that is pretty, that's crazy. It would just be a lot of confusion. I really like that one because I don't think it's necessarily overpowered, but it's definitely, it would mess with you and freak you out a lot. Let's look at the special ability Crouch. When the active ability button, hold the active ability button while not using Cannibal's Cry to crouch and reduce your terror radius to 0 meters. No movement speed for 10 seconds while crouch will increase your terror radius to 12 meters and will be replaceable with generator sounds. When uncrouching, your movement speed is slightly reduced for 4 seconds. Okay, so when you're not using your ability, you can crouch, bring your terror radius to 0. You don't move for 5 seconds, and it will increase your terror radius to 12 meters, but it will replace with generator sounds. So instead of if you can basically, this makes it where you can sneak up on a survivor that's on a generator, because they're just going to hear generator and they're not going to hear your terror radius. So I actually really like that. That's a really cool special ability. Let's go down to the perks. First one is Butterfly Effect. For every action the survivors take, their deaths approach. Every time a survivor stuns you with a pallet, you will receive a token up to the max of 5 tokens. For every token, your bloodlust movement bonuses is increased by 10%. You lose this token for every missed basic attack. Whoa. Whoa. So that means if you get up to 5 tokens and you don't miss a basic attack, your bloodlust is 50% faster. You run 50% faster. Whew. That is... actually, that's not overpowered, but you can try to force yourself to... So basically with this, you would want to get stunned. So you would sacrifice yourself, or it's like in playing the long game. You would sacrifice your chase at the beginning, so you would let a few survivors stun you, so you can gain that bloodlust later on, and hopefully you don't miss an attack. So I like it. I think it's not necessarily overpowered, but it would be very nerve-wracking to be a survivor. And should I stun them? Should I not? How do you know? But you know, obviously, you have to. If they miss a basic attack, then you know you're good. Second perk, Last Resort. Your everlasting hunger allows you to seek out hidden prey. You start the trial with 3 tokens. Every time you sacrifice a survivor, this perk is active for 12 seconds, and the token is consumed. While active, the auras of any survivor hidden in lockers are shown and continue to be shown if they leave. Even if I like that. I like that one. You start with 3 tokens. Every time you sacrifice a survivor, your perk activates for... It's like a reverse barbecue and chili. Because when you hook someone, if somebody goes into a locker, you will see them for 12 seconds. And even if they get out of the locker, you'll still see them for 12 seconds. So I love that perk. I think that is a winner. That is really cool. That would be give killers an opportunity to see survivors in lockers. I really, really like that one. Hex Deception. A hex is that deceives and manipulates your victims. This hex totem appears as a doll and renders 2 of the nearest generators completely invisible to all. The generator cannot be interacted with or collided with as well. If this is cleansed and there are other hex totems on the map, 2 are chosen to appear as dull totems. Ooh, I like that one as well. But this hex totem appears as a dull totem and renders 2 of the nearest generators invisible to all and cannot be touched with. So you know if you can't touch the generator, you need to go find this dull totem. If it is cleansed and there are any other active hex totems on the map, 2 are chosen to appear as dull totems. So that is interesting. So if you use that one and survivors know they can interact with a generator, they know you have hex deception, so they have to go find a dull totem that's nearby within and once they cleanse that, if you have hex ruin or hex whatever, it will show up it will change to a dull totem. And obviously if they cleanse that, it gets rid of your hex, but it will hide your hex totem as well. So that one is sneaky good, and I really like it. So, well, those are the 3 killers that are the killer concepts that could be coming to Dead by Daylight, or that the users have been voting on, the saying that they would like to see in Dead by Daylight. What do you think? What do you think of these 3 guys? We got the Slenderman, the Alien, and the Mimic. Personally, I think there's no way I think we would get Alien in the next chapter, because we just got Nemesis. So I think the Alien might be something in the future, because I think if you get the Alien, you got to have a new map, maybe like the spaceship or something like that, so he can hide really well. I think so. I think you could rule out the Alien. I love the concept. The Mimic I could definitely see, and Slenderman I can see as well. So I think the Mimic might be a little bit more likely, something similar to that, but because I don't think you necessarily need a map for Slenderman or Mimic. So I like all 3. If I had to rank them, I would say Slenderman, Alien, and then Mimic. But let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think? Could you see any of these 3 in Dead by Daylight? If so, are their abilities too overpowered, just right, or what? Again, all credit for these 3 concepts go to the user AwesomeAlan1 on Reddit. I will link the post in the comments below, or in the description below, so definitely check that out if you want to read all about this. And then they have a few more as well, so go there, check it out, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.